So right now I'm heading to Shaftesbury Avenue in central London for a job interview. I've been sending out lots of job applications recently, like 10 a day or what, you know, something like that. One of my goals was to actually get a job, and I actually put a date on the 15th of July to actually finally get a job. So I'm really hoping that it can go positively. I'm actually on the very last bit of the little savings that I have, so I'm on the last bit. I actually spent like the last £100 on a travel card so that I can use the gym at uni, because I have like 1 month left. And one of my goals was I actually wanted to be able to go to a fight gym, like a boxing gym type of thing, but obviously those are very expensive. So I do really need a job, so I'm really hoping this can go well, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For next year, I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. I would like a part-time job for next year, so that's what I'm looking for. So yeah. So that interview went really well. It wasn't an interview, it was more like a recruitment day, and they was explaining like health and safety stuff, and it was for a front of house job. The managers were really nice, they were really friendly. On the interview part, I think like I done really well. Like, she was asking me what my strengths and my weaknesses were, and I said I'm very sensitive, which is a strength and a weakness, and I explained why, and I was really good. She asked me to say about myself, and I said that like I wanted to travel, and that I just finished uni and that I wanted to travel. So I felt like I'd done really well in the interview, and on the team building exercise I done really well. There was one task on like selling. I think I had formulated an idea in my head, and like I was trying to like blurt it out instead of kind of like analyzing the situation as it was. And like in the beginning I was a bit awkward, but it's fine. No, well, not really, but it went well. Like overall it went well. There was only like 4 people, so I'm really hoping that, you know, it turns out well. I feel like if I have the manager who interviewed me and she makes a decision, then hopefully it will go well. There was only 4 people and it's a part-time job, so hopefully they'll just accept all of us, and I really hope I can get this job. So I finished a bit early, so I might go into the Waterstones. So yeah, peace. There was this one section at the beginning where like it was just like introduce yourself, and it wasn't like a formal interview, but it was like just introduce yourself. And literally I stopped and I paused because I was like trying to gauge how much of my personality they would be able to handle, like, because I have a lot to say, but I don't know if that's like, you know, like first impressions. Like, do you just go and blurt out like, oh, like I wasn't gonna say like, oh, I do boxing and things like that. Like I wasn't gonna do that, though. So yeah, so like I stopped and I was like, what should I say? And I was like, I read Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire last night, because that was the first thing that came to my mind, and that was the only kind of thing that I thought was kind of like, I don't know, acceptable to kind of talk about. So yeah, So I saw this recipe on Instagram for a caramelized onion creamy pasta, and it looked quick, it looked easy, it looked simple to do, and it looked quite tasty. So I thought I'd make it tonight. My mum is really good at making pasta, so I had big shoes to fill, but everyone liked it. It was really good. I enjoyed making it as well. It was really fun as well. It was like a really like creative thing. One of the things I want to do on this gap year is I want to learn how to cook. You know, there's all these things that I want to learn how to do. I want to try and make different dishes, and it really helps my mum out as well. Like if there's that one day or maybe more than one day going forward that I can cook, that like, you know, she doesn't have to worry about cooking. So yeah, it was really good pasta, by the way. So yeah. I have not been to the gym in 3 days. I missed 3 days of gyms. So we're just in the bottom floor of the graduate center, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a live reaction of me getting my results now. So I'm just logging into my email now. Just having some technical difficulties. To get into the email I need an authenticator, but my authenticator is on another phone. Oh, okay, provisional results, here we go. File. Oh, I'm feeling nervous. Okay, Jericho Kalik. Okay, professional skills for scientists. Okay, well, what one was that? Okay, well, I failed. What? Okay, so the professional skills, basically, it has no credit. So it says failed, which is kind of scary because like that's the first one I saw, but it has 0 credit, so that's okay. Physics of galaxies, credits 15. So overall I got a C, which is a pass, and I got 50.6%. And on the final exam, which is the one I spoke about in the first week-long video, I got 46 marks, which isn't bad because that one was really hard. Okay, quantum mechanics and symmetries, 53.7%. Not sure if I'm happy about that because I done really well on the exam. And on the exam, it's saying I only got 48%. That's so weird because I thought I done really well on that exam. That was the physics final boss. So that is really strange, actually. Statistical physics, that one was really hard. So I passed that one, I got a D, and I got 47.5%. Overall, I got 37.5 on the final exam. The final exam was really hard. So this is the dissertation. It's worth 2 grades, and it's marked 67.4%, which is a grade B, which is really good. And on the oral presentation, I got a 73% mark, which is really good. On the written report, I got 65%, which is pretty good. I would have liked for it to be a bit better. I think I don't know. I'm a bit shocked with QMS because I knew that physics of galaxies was going to be bad, and I knew that statistics was going to be bad because those exams were really hard. But QMS should have been a lot higher. I don't know why I got 48 on the exam. And like my friend who said that he thought he failed, he got like 40-ish marks as well. Like, so that's a bit strange. So I'm a little bit curious about that. Because even on the coursework for that, I got like 87 and then 65. So then for me to get 48 in the exam is super weird. Yeah, that's weird. Not sure I liked about that. The dissertation I'm pleased with, but I guess the QMS kind of soured it. I got a C in the physics of galaxies. I got a D in statistical physics, which is still a pass. So I got 50% in galaxies, 47% in statistical. And my dissertation, I got 67%, which is a grade B. And for QMS, I got a C, so I got 53. So, I was hoping QMS would be better. I'm happy with the dissertation, but I think the dissertation was some of my best work and I really put a lot of heart and passion into that. So like, it's a good grade for a university grade, but also that was like, that was like my title shot, if that makes sense. That was like the creme de la creme of what did I get on the actual report. So on the actual report, I got 65%, and then on the oral presentation, I got 73. And I got 50% on checkpoint 4, which is really strange. Because I shouldn't have got 50% on checkpoint 4. I don't know, some of them are a bit strange. So like for checkpoint 4 on the extended independent project, I got 50%, which should be 70 because Andy gave me 3.5 on each of them, so that's a bit. So on paper, it doesn't sound the best. Like when you think like A and B's, like they're good, but like when you go to uni, there's a bit of an inflation. But I do still think, I don't know, I'm a little bit disappointed with that, especially QMS. The other one's fine, but I am a little bit disappointed with that. Especially QMS, man. I done the whole I made that whole video about the final boss of physics, man. But I don't know how I feel about those grades. Like, I'm not too concerned about it, but I am a bit disappointed in the sense that like I feel like I did try a bit hard, and those grades, they are a little bit low. They are a little bit low. Like C's, there were some D's. I got some B's. But like from last semester as well, some of the grades were quite similar, so it is quite low, and I do feel like I tried really hard as well. There's so many like UFC references of like these guys in the UFC who like tried but like they didn't get a belt and stuff. I thought of like, say like Dustin Poirier, you know, like he tried really hard, he never got a belt. So I don't know, maybe I can say like I'm Dustin Poirier now.
If I do fight again, what am I fighting for? Just to fight? It has to. I've done that 50 times. You got a little girl I love, and I gotta see. I think this could be it, honestly, Joe.
But I did try really hard as well. And I know everyone tried hard, but I did try hard. So I don't know. You just don't know. I'm not angry or anything. Like, I know that like I done the best I could. I'm happy with that. Like, I know that I done the best I could, and yeah, I'm content with that. I'm content, but I am a bit disappointed as well, right? That's fine. A guy can be disappointed, can't he? So, also one more thing. I have not failed a module. I still haven't failed a module, so I'm still undefeated. Let's go. Over the next couple of days, the advent of me getting my results was like a chilly, icy hand that lay itself upon my shoulder. I had deduced that since I delayed telling my mum, that I was a little bit ashamed of them. I asked myself if I should go and appeal the results, and I felt guilty in not having the motivation to pursue this, to pursue double checking the results to see if an error had been made. It felt like giving up. And my ego came back a little bit as well, explaining to me how much more I deserved it than others. But entertaining ego isn't a good thing, and truthfully, I was just a little bit upset. It also served as a little poke as well. It reminded me that I'm once again starting from zero. The daunting question of, are you sure you really know what you're doing, came upon me. I had this vision of doing well on YouTube, writing my book and traveling this next year. But it kind of reminded me that no matter what the motivational reels on Instagram say, that I have no idea if this is really going to work out. As of this moment, I don't have that degree of security, and it's kind of jeered at me these last few days. So these last few days, I've been rereading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and I've really been enjoying it. The book, it feels so homely. It feels like home, you know, like you're reading Harry and he's going with like Mrs. Weasley and like all the like Order of the Phoenix members and like Sirius and Lupin, and it's such a great book. It's been so fast paced and it just feels like home. It's got that nice welcoming, inviting, warm kind of vibe to it, and it's got some really nice scenes. For instance, like there's this one scene where Mrs. Weasley, she has to get rid of a boggart, and a boggart is basically a magical thing that turns into like your worst fear, and it's a simple spell to do, but she's unable to do it because when she sees the boggart turns into her children, but it's like dead, and it's like her worst fear because Voldemort's come back and is very dangerous at the moment, and you see like she's getting very stressed out, she's very upset. There's also like another scene where Sirius, Harry gets to go back to Hogwarts, and Sirius, he's happy, but he kind of feels like a little bit annoyed about it because a part of him was hoping that Harry would come and stay with him. So it's like, and then Harry feels guilty about it, and it's in the previous book he fought Voldemort and he like narrowly escaped it, so it's like very traumatic for him. And it explores like his personality, how he becomes very angry, and he doesn't know where this anger is coming from. And you know, you read all these things that like he hears things and like his body jerks and his stomach drops and his heartbeat increases, and he's always worried and he's always predicting about it. And obviously this last year been getting really interested in like PTSD and like personality disorders and like the whole psychology behind trauma, so it's very interesting to read. I've been wanting to reread this book for a while. I actually was reading the fourth book in a hope to read this book, because at the end of the fourth book there's this really cool scene where he faces off with Voldemort, and like he knows he's gonna die, so he's like, he doesn't want to like die like a coward. He's very brave, and like he goes up to Voldemort and he like goes down fighting, and he said like, oh, I want to die like my father. Been really enjoying it. The politics is so good as well. Like you need to offer the goblins their like freedom and their rights before Voldemort comes and give them their freedom and rights, and then they're gonna join Voldemort, right? It's interesting to see the kind of like the class system, if you like, in the wizarding world. It's super interesting, but it feels like home, man. So the book ends with like, I said, feel the feelings basically. I feel like I relate to the journey quite a lot, and like his friends are always there, and like the end of the book is like if you watch the movie, he's like, you'll never know love or friendship, and I always kind of cringed, but it's actually so true. Like I know it's like a cringy cliche thing, but it's so true, man. Like the power of friendship theme, and like if you read the end of the books, you know in the end it's love that defeats Voldemort. I know that like when he takes the blood in, he brings back the protective charm from his mother, and his mother, it was a sacrificial act, like a form of love. They're all in one house, so it's like Harry, Ron, Hermione, like Sirius, Lupin, and then there's like Miss and Mrs. Weasley. It's really interesting. Dumbledore has so much aura in this book where he goes to defend Harry, and he's such a cool character, the way he's so calm and collected, but there's so much power and weight behind what he says. You know, he doesn't have to raise his voice, and the politicians become fearful that Voldemort's return, so they're kind of like denying it. And basically Dumbledore goes in there and he's all like, you know, being cool about it. So it's so fast paced. I've been reading it. Yeah, man, I love the book. What can I say? I really like Harry Potter. But yeah, it's the end of the week, guys. I still haven't got back from that job on Monday, so I don't know. It's been a week, guys, and there was only 4 of us, so I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't know. There's this thought that keeps me going. It's basically that like I see a lot of people, I see a lot of like my peers and people that I know, and they're all traveling and they all got jobs. So I'm kind of just thinking to myself, you know, like if God's looked after them, God's not going to forget about you. That's the way I kind of think about it. Not with everything you're doing, how hard you're trying, you know. If God can look after other people, he's going to look after you. So that's kind of like how I see it. Not how I see it, that's just a comforting thought. So yeah, thanks for watching.